We all know about one of the world's largest banks, Morgan Stanley. But do you know who the brain is behind this well-known company? Meet James Gorman, the mastermind behind one of the biggest names in banking, and the CEO who reshaped the world of money in Morgan Stanley. How did he manage to do that? What made him a respected figure in the banking industry? Join us today as we dive into the story of James Gorman and how he achieved success in the world of money. 1. Early life. James Gorman has lived a remarkable life from his early years to the position of CEO of Morgan Stanley. Before diving into the details of how he turned the world of money, let's first look at a little background in the early years of James Gorman's life. Born on July 14, 1958 in Melbourne, Australia, he was the sixth of 10 children. He wasn't born into a rich family like many think. He actually grew up in a middle-class family, which motivated him to work hard and strive for more. Do you recall yourself inclined to learning in your childhood days? Maybe or maybe not. Not all children exhibit interest in learning from a young age, but James did. He showed a keen interest and hunger for knowledge from a young age, which set him apart. He, with his parents' support, started his education journey at Xavier College in Melbourne and studied law at the University of Melbourne, where he earned a bachelor's in not just one but two fields, the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Law. And that's not it. There's a lot more. Curious to know what lies ahead in Gorman's journey? Let's find out together. 2. Transition to the United States. James did not stop there. He ventured to the United States for further education following his undergraduate studies, from where he pursued a Master's of Business Administration at Columbia University in New York, which he completed in 1987. And can you guess? This was the starting point for his journey into the financial world. 3. Career beginnings. Upon completing his MBA from Columbia Business School in New York City, he joined McKinsey & Company, which would shape his career path in the future. McKinsey & Company is a renowned management consulting firm where he improved his analytical skills and gained a lot of important business insights. During his tenure at the company, he worked on the Merrill Lynch account for 10 years and helped develop its online internet strategy. His exceptional contributions and hard work in the company paid off. He was designated as a senior partner in the firm's financial services practice. McKinsey & Company, with no doubt, played a major role in shaping his skills and leadership capabilities in financial management. 4. Entry into finance. The next move Gorman made is joining Merrill Lynch in 1999 and moving to the financial sector. There, he held 2 senior positions, including the co-head of Global Wealth Management and president of Merrill Lynch & Company. He took on important responsibilities that contributed to the company's success. His major efforts as the co-head of Global Wealth Management included driving growth, improving client services, and of course, making Merrill Lynch a dominant part of the market. Moreover, being the president at Merrill Lynch & Company includes responsibilities like strategic planning and risk management. Overall, Gorman served a prominent leadership role within the firm, while making the company grow even further. 5. Joining Morgan Stanley. Gorman left Merrill Lynch and joined Morgan Stanley in 2006, shortly before the global financial crisis. Now, Gorman definitely had some big plans to change how things worked. So what are his game plans? What's he up to? Let's dive deeper into his journey at Morgan Stanley and find out about his big plans. As Gorman stepped into the bustling halls of Morgan Stanley, he served as the president and chief operating officer of the Global Wealth Management Division and made successful efforts to expand Morgan Stanley's presence in the wealth management sector. James Gorman's commitment to Morgan Stanley was unparalleled. He barely went home for 6 weeks straight, sleeping in the office as he tirelessly worked on to secure Morgan Stanley while the firm fought for survival. He took on the extra role of co-head of strategic planning with CFO Colm Kelleher in October 2007, during which time he continued to develop global strategic initiatives for the company. He was named co-president of Morgan Stanley in December 2007, and was responsible for wealth management and asset management. Here comes a significant milestone in his career following his contributions to the firm. His hard work paid off, and he was announced as the CEO and chairman of Morgan Stanley in 2010. Isn't it a great achievement? Now, things didn't come easy on him. With great power comes great responsibility. He is responsible for leading the firm's overall strategy and performance, while also serving as the chairman of the board of directors. During his tenure, Morgan Stanley underwent a strategic transformation that led to a change in its business strategy. But what's his secret to success? He closed the bank's trading operations, stating that Morgan Stanley needs to help clients solve problems instead of simply making money. James Gorman is all about wealth management now, helping people manage their money. His new focus on wealth management made him implement measures to streamline operations and enhance efficiency, keeping in mind the long-term success of Morgan Stanley. In 2012, his package as a CEO of Morgan Stanley amounted to $9.75 million. However, the following year, he saw a notable increase, with his compensation rising to $18 million in 2013, a reward for his hard work. 6. Initiatives implemented. In June 2013, Gorman acquired the rest of the wealth management business, which was initially a joint venture between Morgan Stanley business and Citi's Smith Barney business, and fully owned it. As a result of this strategic move, he is now a top leader in wealth management, being the head of a challenging team of over 16,000 financial advisors and managing $1.8 trillion in client assets. James Gorman was not just into money and profits. He was into people, placing a strong emphasis on culture and value. He focused on developing a strong culture of integrity and collaboration within Morgan Stanley, as he believes culture is important in achieving lasting success in the face of challenges. Client focus was his main emphasis, and he prioritized better serving of the client's needs. All these efforts of James Gorman were not without challenges. There were many that Gorman faced and successfully navigated. He kept going and made sure Morgan Stanley stayed strong. With his dedication and leadership, even under bad circumstances, he led Morgan Stanley through rough seas. Have you heard the famous saying, "Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm, but not everyone can sail through rough seas"? It seems true in this case, as sailing through rough seas requires creative leadership, like that of James Gorman. 7. Recognitions and achievements. After your hard work pays off, what's the first thing you hope to achieve next? For most people, it's some kind of recognition to help you stay motivated and strive for even more excellence. James Gorman's tireless efforts during the critical period in leadership at Morgan Stanley have also earned him widespread recognition and admiration from colleagues and industry peers. Let's look at what recognition James Gorman earned during his tenure and how his leadership impacted Morgan Stanley. He has been ranked among the top CEOs in the financial industry by Forbes and other leading financial magazines. Isn't it enough to get fame? Absolutely. But Gorman deserves more than that, as Morgan Stanley has achieved an impressive financial performance with major growth in revenue under Gorman's leadership. The firm has been given several awards, such as Best Investment Bank, etc., from prominent industries. Gorman was also given a 22% raise in his pay as a result of his work in 2020, making him the highest-paid bank executive in America. He was also appointed as an Officer of the Order of Australia in 2020, which recognizes Australian citizens for their outstanding achievements and service, and Gorman was proud to receive this award. The praises and the recognition he got are all for his incredible work at Morgan Stanley. He was not just a CEO, but a true leader in the financial world who made Morgan Stanley really succeed, and also an attractive place to work for future leaders. 8. Retirement. Gorman declared his plans to retire from his position as CEO of Morgan Stanley last year at the bank's annual meeting, stating that he loved his 14 years of leadership at Morgan Stanley and would like to retire. So, who replaced James Gorman at Morgan Stanley? Ted Pick, who took the role as the CEO on January 1, 2024, leaving Gorman one of the longest-serving U.S. bank CEOs. That was the story of James Gorman, who had just wrapped up a successful run at Morgan Stanley. 9. Personal life. James Gorman lived in Manhattan with his wife, Pendleton Dedman, and 2 children. He is a dual citizen of Australia and the United States, as he passed the test for a U.S. citizenship in 2004. James Gorman is definitely proud to be an Australian. Despite his success and American family, he stays true to his Australian roots. You will find a touch of home in his 40th floor New York office, where he proudly displays symbols of his Australian heritage amongst the sleek decor and modern furnishings. His office is truly a reflection of his deep connection to his homeland. James Gorman also expresses great affection for Australia, as he desires to contribute to the Australian business community by applying things he learned from his successful career to benefit his country. What kind of personality would you expect from a CEO of a renowned organization? Someone who lets his status get to his head, right? But that was not the case with James Gorman. He was a very down-to-earth person, despite his high-powered position that comes with a lot of work. He stays calm and focused, even with all the responsibilities of his job. Gorman does things differently and is known for his willingness to stand out from the crowd, which makes him a unique figure in the world of finance. So, without any doubt, James Gorman's journey from his younger years to his position as a CEO at Morgan Stanley is truly inspiring. What do you think? And what have you learned from the life of James Gorman? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.